Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Talk Sports Show tonight on Monday, October 16th. I have an announcement. On tomorrow's show at 11 a.m., I will have a special guest. He is an expert with college football, with the college football transfer portal. His name is Rico. He will be on the show tomorrow at 11 a.m., and we will be discussing college football. But let's get into the show today. Here's my best performance from the NFL on Sunday. It is Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, who had 12 catches for 124 yards and a touchdown. And the Lions won over the Buccaneers yesterday. And now with my waiver wire, I will be doing the waiver wire a little bit different than usual. Here is my waiver wire. I have it split up between quarterbacks, running back. I have three different slides. I have quarterbacks, running back, wide receiver, tight ends, and then I have guys to drop. And then on a separate one is my stash candidates. But let's pull it up and get right to it. My quarterbacks. So here are my quarterbacks to add off the waiver wire from week 6 going into week 7. The number one line QB, Matthew Stafford. He is 55% rostered. 55.7% roster. My number and his next 3 matchups are Pittsburgh at home, Dallas on the road, Green Bay on the road. And then you have my number 2 is Jared Goff. He is his next 2 matchups are Ravens on the road and the Raiders on the road. And then as you can see, I've got Joshua Dobbs, Deshaun Watson, Bryce Young, Derek Carr, C.J. Stroud. And with C.J. Stroud, I don't understand why he is still under 70% rostered. That doesn't make any sense to me. Geno Smith and Sam Howell. Wide receivers, running backs, tight ends. My number 1 waiver wire ad for running backs is Kareem Hunt. Yes, I know what everybody's going to say. Why is Pierre Strong not on here? Why is Jerome Ford should already be rostered? Amari DiMercado's number 2. And I understand he didn't get a lot of carries last game. But he should get some this week. I don't know how many. He should get some carries. KJ Osborne's number 3. Wide receiver number 1 for the Vikings. Logan Thomas, tight end, number 4. Tajay Spears is number 5. Tight end, Michael Mayer. If you need tight end, I recommend picking up Michael Mayer. Roschon Johnson. The thing with Roschon Johnson is watch the injury reports. He is coming back from a concussion. He should play on Sunday, but watch the practice reports this week to make sure he's going to play. Rashid Rice The Chiefs, next 3 matchups, Chargers, Broncos, Dolphins. And he's only 30% rostered. And Jake Ferguson, tight end, Dallas Cowboys. He's got a bye week next week, and then he's got Rams, Eagles, Giants. And now here are my stash. Now here are my stash candidates after week 6. Number 1, and this is for people that own Rachaad White. He did leave the game on Sunday with an injury. We don't know the severity yet of his injury. He limped off the field, so Keyshawn Vaughn should be your number 1 candidate to stash or add off of waivers. Josh Downs, number 2. I don't know why he isn't rostered in more leagues. He needs to be rostered in every single league. And number 3, Josh Palmer. He's playing right now on Monday Night Football. And I don't know. I like both him and Quentin Johnston. I think Quentin Johnston is going to break out in the second half of the season. I just don't know how long that's going to take. And now, here are my guys to trade for before week 7 of fantasy football. Number 1, T. Higgins. He just came back from a rib injury. He only missed 1 game. I think if you're in a league with somebody that has T. Higgins and they're at the bottom of the league and like last place, I would put a trade offer out there and see what you could get for T. Higgins and see what that manager says and what his asking price is for T. Higgins. Now, this next guy, Garrett Wilson. The last time I did this, I said to trade him away. And I'm going to take the L on that take for saying to trade him away. I would trade for him because I think he's okay with Zach Wilson as quarterback for the time being. Number 3 guy to trade for, Breece Hall. He is fully back from his ACL injury. I would trade for him now before it's too late. Terry McLaurin from the Commanders is my next guy to trade for. His targets are starting to go back up. And Sam Howell is not that bad of a quarterback. I know there's people that say, oh, you can do better than Sam Howell. Well, I would disagree. I think Sam Howell is a fine fantasy quarterback. Just the same as Terry McLaurin, rest of the season for me, top 25 wide receiver. This next guy, he just came off of a bye week. Pat Freiermuth, tight end. I would go trade for Pat Freiermuth if you need a tight end. And now here are some guys to trade away. The first guy I would trade away is Kyren Williams of the Rams. Due to the fact that he's injured, and I'm selling high on Kyren is a sell high candidate for me. After he did nothing in the first half on Sunday, and then all of a sudden he comes out in the second half, has a rushing touchdown and over 100 yards rushing, but then he leaves the game with injury. And what scares me is I know what people are going to say. Why are you trying to move off of Kyren? because I think if he's out, that backfield becomes backfield by committee with Zach Evans and Ronnie Rivers. Who? So I'm not saying if you can cash out on Kyren and trade him now, I would. Number 2, Tyler Lockett. And this one, I'm going to kind of explain why I would move off of Tyler Lockett. He's going to get targets, but I feel like they're going to integrate Jackson Smith and Jigba more into that offense in Seattle. And Lockett's targets are going to go down, but he's still going to get 6 or 7 targets a game. If you want that, that is still study fantasy prediction. But I think if you can package Lockett with somebody like maybe, I'm not saying to do this, but if you can package him with Lockett with like a McCaffrey or a Eckler, I would do that to trade for a McCaffrey down. My number 3 guy to trade away is Zach. Oh, my bad. Is Zach Ertz. He is losing targets. It's simple as this. He's losing targets to Trey McBride. And you don't want that. You don't want somebody on your team that's not going to get targeted. Zach Ertz is still going to get targets here and there, but it's not going to be like it was last year, where he got consistent targets. And my last guy to trade away, and this is a situation I'm in a couple leagues. I have this guy in a couple leagues. One of them, I don't have a choice. I have to keep him because it's a keeper league. But if you have Justin Fields and you can get off of him and trade him, I would do it now while he still has somewhat minimal value. And I would try to trade for Justin Herbert. I would package Fields with a tight end and maybe a wide receiver to try to go up and get Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert or A.J. Brown. And that's going to do it for tonight's show. I will see everybody back here at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning for the college football show with me, Alec Pequignot, and my special guest, Rico. See y'all. Have a good night. Peace.